Hi Taurus, how's it going? I hope you're doing awesome. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn. I'm going to do a Celtic cross spread for you today with this deck, and then with this deck pull one oracle card, okay? I've already cleared the energy of the cards and shuffled. But I'll just do a little bit more shuffling. If this reading gives you any guidance, if you could please let me know. I'd be very appreciative. Spirit, can I have one oracle message for Taurus, please? One oracle message for Taurus. So you have leadership. I'll leave that right there. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, and now I'll pull all 10 cards of the Celtic cross spread, and then we'll go through each card individually, and I'll do your leadership message at the very end. It'll tie it all together, okay? So, Taurus, your first card represents your current situation, and you have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. When a card comes out reversed, it means you're getting extra protection from Spirit. Your next message is what's crossing you, or what's challenging you, or your situation, or what you're celebrating. And you have the Eight of Pentacles. Your third card represents the basis of your situation or foundation. You have the Seven of Swords. Your fourth card represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation. Six of Pentacles. Your immediate future, what's likely to happen very soon in your life, is the Ten of Swords reversed. The outcome you desire most in your situation is the Five of Swords reversed. Your self-image card, how you see yourself, Ace of Cups. Your environment, or how others see you in your situation, you have the Page of Wands reversed. Your hopes and fears, Queen of Swords reversed. Your future, if all is to remain as is, Nine of Swords. Okay, so the first card that came out is the Seven of Pentacles. Let me just double check something here. We got 2 5s and 2 7s. I just wanted to check that. Okay, so the Seven of Pentacles reversed. This is you, Taurus, showing up in your reading. Seven of Pentacles is represented by Taurus in the zodiac. So this is a card of anxiety, okay? Maybe you're having to deal with bad business or financial management, bad financial management. Maybe you feel like you're working without seeing any results. It's a card of procrastination, frustration, impatience. There could be, or you could be like working too much, workaholic. For some of you, your retirement may have to be postponed. This is a card of working without results and not finishing what you started, being distracted, unfinished work, procrastination, feeling frustrated, anxious, anxiety, aimlessness, lack of planning, low effort, a lack of growth, experiencing some kind of setback. Maybe you're experiencing disappointment or failure in something. Financial difficulties, usually the result of unwise monetary decisions, may be causing you some concern. Spirit is saying it's time to take responsibility for how you use money. Okay. And this card reverse could also indicate that you've moved too soon and now the harvest will not be all it could have been. It could also mean that despite all your best efforts and timing, the harvest will not be successful. Okay. Let's see what's crossing you or what's challenging you or your situation or what you're celebrating. And you have the Eight of Pentacles, upright. Virgo energy. The Eight of Pentacles says you're working very hard. You're very dedicated. You have high standards. You're very productive, accomplished. You have a lot of ambition, skill development, talent, expertise, mastery. You're achieving your goals. This is a card of diligence, financial security, seeing results. It could represent a new job, self-employment, having confidence, pay attention to detail. It's a card of commission, success. So the Eight of Pentacles says you're integrating old skills into a new form, or you're adding new skills. You've tried various means of making your living, and now you're finalizing how you want to use your personal resources to fulfill your needs and expand. Your sureness of purpose guarantees success. Your craftsmanship will be rewarded by increased income, opportunity, and respect. This card represents craftsmanship and conscientious work. Spirit is suggesting developing and applying your skills in a productive manner. You know what you want and how to go about achieving it. So if you're sincere and persevere, your efforts will succeed. A business or project will prosper as a result of refining your craft or improving your processes. A new venture brings success because you're training yourself intensively with a clear goal in mind. This is the apprenticeship card, the apprentice card. It means you've taken up a new job, craft, art, or activity. It's not an easy road, for being a beginner brings a hard learning curve and tedious repetition until you get it perfect. But because you have a goal and the passion that comes with a new endeavor, it's likely the bumpy beginning part of your journey will not discourage you, okay? Confidence, success, repetitive tasks, dedication, building a business, master. You're in the preparatory stage. It could also represent a scholarship. And then your third card represents the basis of your situation or foundation, and you have the Seven of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. This card could be telling you to make sure you stay flexible, diplomatic, resourceful. The Seven of Swords could represent unexpected misfortunes and setbacks, feeling frustrated. It could represent getting away with something, acting strategically, cheating, deception, theft, sneakiness, spying, compromising for the greater good, being underhanded. It could represent dangerous or risky behavior, lies, trickery, scheming, an enemy masquerading as a friend. But you're able to transform the situation, Spirit is saying, okay? This card could also represent the loss of a precious object or friend. You have a very sharp wit. Be very tactful and strategize. You have a lot of courage. This card could also represent mental manipulation, but there's some deception going on, okay? Sneaking about, trickery, thievery. Someone involved in this situation has decided to use subterfuge to achieve their goals. So this is Seven of Swords, you have to be cautious, trust your intuition, but you do have the upper hand, okay? Exercise caution. Secretive action or indirect communications may be occurring behind your back. Be careful of being overconfident too. Discretion and discrimination are required. Be as our diplomacy, okay? Be tactful, strategize. And then your fourth card represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation, and you have the Six of Pentacles. Again, Taurus energy. This card is about gifts, presents, support, gratitude, equity, community, being well paid, fairness, being rewarded for your hard work. That's coming up a couple times, Taurus, so I would make a note of that. Being rewarded for your hard work. It's a card of authority, control, giving, receiving, being valued. Success again. Success is showing up in your reading again. Money, donations, prosperity, wealth, employment again. Equality, fairness, gratitude, support, receiving a gift. These are all represented by the Six of Pentacles. So if you need something, you will receive it, or if you're able to give, you will be able to give, okay? So like if you're looking for a loan or a scholarship, scholarships coming up again. So I would make a note of that. If you need help from someone, someone's going to help you, or if someone needs your help, you're going to be able to help them, is what this card represents, okay? This card can show past financial problems have been resolved. Your income is steady and your security is stable. You're in a balanced position concerning income and outflow. You're using your prosperity to help others. This is a card of give and take. It could also indicate a business partnership or shared financial responsibility. Good things are coming to you and going out from you in material terms. You're experiencing abundance, prosperity, personal fulfillment. You may be in a position to support a good cause by contributing financially or volunteering your time or expertise. And this card could also represent philanthropic projects or providing work for other people. Philanthropic projects. And then your immediate future card, what's likely to happen very soon in your life, is the Ten of Swords, and it came out reversed. Gemini energy. This card says you're healing. It has a few different meanings. This card is about goodbyes. Things can't get worse. It can only go upwards from here. It could represent an inevitable ending, being a survival, recovering. You've learned the lessons. This card could indicate that although the situation is over, you refuse to accept the fact, and you're continuing to fight and cause yourself more pain than necessary. The Ten of Swords reversed is all about severing ties, being overly dramatic, exhausted, making improvements, the inability to cope, recovery. You're holding back, reluctant to take the necessary steps to move in a new cycle. You're delaying actions or deceiving yourself about a situation. That might be what the Seven of Swords is talking about. Okay, the deception. Maybe you're delaying actions, or you're deceiving yourself about a situation. Maybe you're making excuses for yourself or someone else to maintain the status quo, but you're only prolonging your agony. Make a choice, even if it's the wrong one, is the message from this card. But a lot of healing, recovery, hitting a wall, rock bottom, a dead end. Then the outcome that you desire most in your situation is the Five of Swords reversed. The Five of Swords is represented by Aquarius. This is a card of reconciliation. It's a card of resentment. Maybe you have the desire to reconcile, the desire to forgive. It's a card of resolution again, revenge, regret, past resentments, make a peaceful resolution, moving on, compromising, risking everything, not heeding the warnings. Five of Swords reversed. You know your losses have hit you hard, but you're in a state of great unhappiness. You feel hurt, betrayed. That could be from the Seven of Swords again, the betrayal that I mentioned earlier. Angry, discouraged, but only you can pull yourself out of your misery. You might feel confused about why the crisis occurs, but deep down you know the reasons, you just don't want to face them. So again, don't deceive yourself, okay? This card is all about being held accountable, ending conflict, releasing stress. It could represent overcoming challenges, a major sacrifice. Then your self-image card, how you see yourself, is the Ace of Cups. Aces represent beginnings. This card is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. This is a card of renewal, new beginnings, joy, content, abundance. This card represents a gift of love. It could be a new romance, a new romantic interest, a creative desire, or a spiritual awakening. At this time in your life is filled with possibilities and abundant, joyful emotions. All you need to do is embrace the moment and use that energy for the start of something wonderful, okay? This ace suggests a fountain of love or the Holy Grail. It represents a gift of love, either personal or spiritual, a new beginning, a new love, or a one-on-one relationship of any kind. Previously unfelt emotions come into play now, perhaps as a result of seeing a relationship in a new way. This card could also represent a birth of a child or an idea. This is a fertile time for emotional or creative growth, because this ace symbolizes the consummation of something hoped for. Okay, celebrations, joy, socializing, compassion, creativity, happiness, abundance, fertility, spirituality. Then your environment, or how others see you in your situation, you have the Page of Wands reversed. This can be male or female in a general reading. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy. So this card could represent procrastination. This card could represent someone who is spoiled, someone who has new formed ideas. Procrastination, someone who is failing to act. There's a lack of direction. Someone who is closed-minded, has tantrums, is impatient, hasty. It could represent abandoning projects, not finding your passion, self-limiting beliefs, the lack of energy, a lack of ideas, creativity, ambition, goals, plans. Someone who is pessimistic, feeling uninspired, lethargic, lazy, gullible, impatient. Okay. Page of Wands reversed. A delay which could cause some trouble. Something you were expecting might not arrive on time, or a mix-up may occur. You may be receiving unwelcome news that causes some disruption in your life or requires you to travel to put things right. This page is untrustworthy and conveys false or misleading information. So be on guard. This is someone who is expressing their pent-up and frustrated energy in inappropriate and possibly destructive ways. And then your hopes and fears, what you hope for and fear the most in your situation, is the Queen of Swords reversed. Libra energy. So again, male or female. The Queen of Swords is someone who's pessimistic, cold-hearted, cruel, bitter, manipulative, deceitful, unforgiving. Could represent an absent mother, someone who's obsessive, dysfunctional, infertile, someone who has repressed trauma. There's a lack of empathy. She represents malicious gossip, someone who is not learning from the past, cold, judgmental, harsh. While extremely smart, her gifts are tarnished by pain and bitterness, and she tends to use her knowledge and her tongue to cause unnecessary pain. Maybe you're having to deal with this person, or maybe this card could mean that you're not dealing well with a loss. There may be sadness, withdrawal, or mourning beyond reasonable expectations. If this Queen doesn't represent an actual person, it could represent a situation where you feel bogged down emotionally and you're wallowing in pain. And then your future, if all is to remain as is the Nine of Swords. And it came out upright. Nine of Swords is represented by Gemini. This is anxiety again, fear, negativity, worry, feeling overwhelmed. It's guilt, regret, remorse, trauma, depression, hopelessness, doubt, the inability to cope with life or face life, the subject of gossip, isolation, making mountains out of molehills, joylessness. Maybe you're really suffering with migraines. This card could represent that. You're troubled by bad dreams or horrible fantasies. Deep-rooted or repressed issues are trying to surface so you can resolve them. It will likely be very challenging to change your attitudes and beliefs, but it's worth the effort and unpleasantness. 9 is the number of completion, so this card indicates that the changes you're being required to make forecast a better future, okay? You're in an unhappy, intense state of mind, whether or not the facts bear out the fear. Thus, the suffering associated with this card may be mostly in your mind, okay? Regrets over past mistakes or misfortunes, extreme anxiety, nightmares, tension, unhappiness, okay? This card could represent insomnia, worries that keep you up all night or wake you suddenly in the early morning hours. Thoughts, worries, guilt, anguish, concerns fill your mind and create havoc, and then you're unable to settle your mind. And then the lack of sleep adds to the situation, making you feel even more vulnerable. Troubled conscience, insomnia, deep unhappiness, despair, being at a breaking point, focusing on the past. Now this card is the card that's going to bring it all together, okay? This is you got the leadership card. Just as the North Star is a beacon for travelers in the dark of the night, you're a beacon for others. It's time to step into the light and take your leadership role. You are a teacher, steward, guardian, and healer. You are a true leader. Own these gifts. Come into the light. Don't hold back. Let the world see your light. The greatest leaders are those who know how to serve and act as stepping stones for others to reach their dreams. If you've been hiding in the background, it's time to break out and become the light for others. Through this, your star shines brighter. Okay, so that is your reading, Taurus. If this gave you any guidance, insight, confirmation, and please like, share, subscribe. Thank you for letting me channel these messages today for you from Spirit. Have an awesome day. Take care. Bye.